My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go on my, fourth attempt for the Ironclad Ascension. I do want to say, that is Ironclad Ascension level 6. I do want to say, before we get into this, that we have some new patch notes for the beta branch. Specifically, the bug fix to curses and statuses that play themselves no longer trigger power, because that did happen beforehand. Any of these other ones significant. Runic Cube has been buffed. It no longer lowers your max HP at all. It used to be a 20% max HP lowering. And there are boss preview icons. Fast mode is available. I don't know what fast mode is, but awesome. Looks good. Let's go into it. So, overly defensive builds haven't worked. Overly aggressive builds haven't worked. Gotta find the right balance, Ryan. Just the right balance. All right. We've got like a really early shop there, but it's not on a nice path. Question mark, rest, elite. That's like a good one. Or if I want to skip an elite, I can go to a question here. No, this is probably the best opening path I'm gonna get offered. Transforming to 2 cards. I mean, I did a transform before and I got a wild strike and I cried about it for about 30 minutes. So let's not do that to me again, please. So I'm hoping that fast mode, although I can't really notice any difference yet, is just animations trigger faster. Okay, yeah, it looks like animations trigger faster. Everything pretty much just occurs faster. Damn, 27 HP plus vulnerability on the enemy means that if I did have another strike in hand, I would have been able to kill here. Okay, I like this fast mode. Beautiful, and now well, I need 2 strikes. So as long as I don't get all of my defenses in the same hand, I'm fine here. Good. Wow, that goes quick. I love it. All right, let's get a whirlwind and move on. Let's remove a card from our deck. We'll take a strike out. So now we've basically replaced the strike with a whirlwind. Crumbs. Well, I mean, we have to kill it. Really sucks when they have 14 HP because they range between 8 and 13 usually, but now normal enemies are tougher as a result of playing in the Ascension mode, so it's got a little more HP than that. Ooh, I like the speed at which these animations now go. I really do gotta say, I appreciate it a lot. Except Whirlwind slowed down? Weird. Bash Strike is a kill. Beautiful. Okay, out of these, I might actually just take Carnage as a single big hit. Or I could take a Flex, because it's really good with Whirlwind, and we could start going for like a different build. You know what? I'm going to take a single Flex. Okay, fire. How many elites are we going for on this path? 1, 2, 3. 3 elites likely. If I keep the ancient artifact, I can use that to effectively give myself 2 strength in a battle using the flex potion, so I can treat it as a strength potion. That's not better than an explosive potion. God, this speed though. This should be a kill. Yeah. Shrug it off is a great pickup here. We'll just take it for some card draw and some block. We'll smith to upgrade our whirlwind. Then the next one after that is going to be the flex. Okay. Yeah, whirlwind got a lot slower. No clue what's going on with that one. So if I did flex, triple strike, that would be 8, 8, 8, 24. And then I would be able to kill the enemy with a, like, double fire potion. Save me from taking 16 damage. Let's think about it. If I can get it down to the point that it's only one... Okay, so flex, this is 10, and then this is 8, but it's got the add, so it's 10, it's 12, it's 20, 22. 22 damage exactly from doing this. Means that I now only need to use one fire potion, so I'm more than fine with that now. We'll pick up Anchor as our first relic, start each combat with 10 block. Out of these, I don't really want to take any. Pommel does get better when you have more strength, but there are other cards that get much better at a faster rate than Pommel does. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that the enemy does 18 damage on its first turn here, but you know. Sometimes that's just what they do. 2, 3... Those were some really big hits there. This flex is working out quite well. Can't wait to get a good upgrade on it. Shrug it off. I was really hoping to shrug it off flex and then just do another whirlwind for the kills. Ooh. Like double defend? Except 4 damage? I think I have to. That's not even 4. Sorry, it's 6 damage. Yikes. Thanks for the whirlwind. We get a dex potion here, and that's really, really helpful. And other than a dex potion, a pommel strike is quite nice. Pick up a little more draw. It's also Warcry to dig a little further into our deck. Iron Wave. All of these are really, really good value picks. I think I'll take Pommel Strike as the first copy. So do I want to go for a shot, a rest, a question mark, an elite? Or do I want to go for a question mark, a rest, an elite, an elite? So effectively, I'm choosing between a second elite and a shot. I kind of want the second elite more. I got myself a bunch of potions in the early game. Tiny chest, gain 30 gold. You are 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Beautiful. So now that we've got an opportunity to smith here, I will go with flex. But the next one after this has to be Pommel Strike. I'm probably at this rate going to... Oh my god. I mean, I'm probably just going to kill them all next turn, and I'm only taking 9 damage here. That was insane. This has been ridiculous luck. Okay, we've got Paper Frog. Enemies with vulnerability take 75% more damage rather than 50%. So now we're probably not going to remove Bash. I could take Limit Break, use it on top of my already extant Flex. Sure. Specifically because my Flex is already upgraded. Okay, 10 damage. I can block another 10 and then a 6. Sure. So I'm accepting 1 damage here. But it's going to save me from having to use an explosive potion that I might really want at another time. Shrug it off. Flex. Alright, let's Limit Break, get myself some strength that is persistent. Probably just do a defense here. Because I don't want to use the Pommel Strike and then draw a Whirlwind that I won't then be able to do. Sure. Seeing red is nice, but unless Pommel Strike's upgraded and I have some other card draw in the deck, it's going to be really, really difficult. because it is going to make it less likely that I get, you know, Flex and Limit Break in the same hand, or Flex and Whirlwind in the same hand, right? And those kinds of things I really need to keep in the same hand right now. So I don't even think I can take a Seeing Red. I do love Seeing Red, but I don't think I can take it in this deck. It's too important that I get the right cards in the right hands. Let's Flex and Pommel Strike. Sure, Whirlwind. Follow up. I also need some other forms of applying vulnerability to my enemies, because Bash is not the most efficient way that you can do that. Right. Pommel Strike for 15. Yeah, I was worried about this. Alright, I'm going to double strike, and then I'm going to have to drop an explosive potion just to finish this fight. I don't want to take another 18 damage here. War Paint. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. We got Limit Break and Defend. That's really good. And Demon Form. Beautiful. Alright. Well, this run has already been entirely decided. It is now about playing Demon Form and obviously Limit Break to build myself up to the point that pretty much any attack I play kills. Which means the most important thing I can do right now is upgrade my defensiveness so that I can live while I wait for everything. So this is the slime boss. This is this new icon that they've been talking about. I like it. I like it a lot. As much as I want to bash and then Pommel Strike, if the Pommel Strike draws like Demon Form, I don't want to draw it because I won't be able to play it. So instead, I'm going to have to bash and normal strike. Okay. Shrug it off. Please don't draw Demon Form. Good. I'll Flex Strike there. Well, unfortunately, my next hand is really not good right here. So we've got 24 damage. 24 damage is not actually going to take you below the right partition here. And Demon Form is the bottom card on the deck. Yikes. I'm actually going to take this one a little slower. Because my opponent next turn is going to do 10 damage. But right now, I got the opportunity to play my Demon Form. With Limit Break Bash. And knowing that I have vulnerability applied to my enemy as well as a bunch of other damage in my deck, I should now be able to take you out like super easily. If I desperately wanted to, I could have killed him in that turn, but I know I've got Whirlwind, which will finish you off. So I've accepted a lot of damage there, but did it really help me to accept that much damage? I think it did. I've got to take Offering here because the extra energy that we're going to gain from it, as well as the extra draw. Like I was talking, I want extra energy, but not at the cost of cards, which is why I didn't take Seeing Red before. Because Seeing Red doesn't give you an extra card. It costs you a card. It itself is a card that you have to draw, right? So it's not card neutral. This is even better than card neutral. Sure, I'm going to lose some HP to play it, but it is amazing. Offering is pretty much an insta-pick always. Well, this is an interesting one. So there's Eternal Feather. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 2 HP when you enter a rest site. We're not likely to bloat our deck because we need to be consistent about getting out an early Demon Form. So Eternal Feather's not likely to be super large for us. Question card. On card reward screens, choose from 4 cards instead of 3. Maybe. This, as I mentioned beforehand, was recently buffed. Runic Cube now no longer reduces your max HP by 20%. Whenever you lose HP, draw a card. I think I'm going to go with that. Who is that? Who's that for the final boss? That has to be Automaton, I guess, right? Has to be. Okay, so we desperately want to go to a shop early. So here's a line with a shop. All of these elites are mutually exclusive. But if I want to get extra elites, I need to not be on the far right path. Sure. I'm going to go for the early shot. This is one of the reasons, by the way, that I was really excited to have Anchor. Because it's going to make it much easier for me to play powers on the first turn, because I'm still reasonably well defended. I don't actually need to play Offering in this fight. I'm pretty much just going to wait until we have the right hand that will just blow up the opponent instantly. Well, here's a problem. Got not enough block. Just short. Well, get to draw a card at least. Flex, Limit Break, Whirlwind, I think here is just gonna... Yeah. Heavy Blade, and it's upgraded! Holy shit! Deal 14 damage, strength affects Heavy Blade 5 times. We now have our win condition entirely intact. We just need to stay alive. Speaking of staying alive, Oddly Smooth Stone is a really amazing pickup for us to allow us to stay alive. So we're definitely taking that. At this rate, I also want to start removing things from my deck, like my normal strikes. Like, Thunderclap is really good because of the Paper Frog, but it's also worth noting that if I take Thunderclap, I am effectively slowing down my engine in this build. My engine is strength gain and defending myself. Is it worth it? Even though, yes, Paper Frog is amazing, and yes, Vulnerability is amazing. I get my damage elsewhere, and I get way more damage than I need, let's be fair. I think here I just take True Grit card removal. And I save some money, because we do have some shops later on in this floor. It's the kind of thing that sometimes worries me. So this enemy is going to be able to do some stuff to me that I'm not going to be able to respond to reasonably. There's Offering, drawing way more cards than it ever should. I don't want to shrug it off here. Simply due to the fact that I do not want to burn Whirlwind and I do not want to burn Pole Strike. Okay. Do I go all defensive or do I go all aggressive? Well, I'm definitely playing the shrug it off, so let's just play that. Then the defend, and shit, I'll just play the other defend as well. So yes, I took a little bit of damage here, but we'll be fine. That's 34. If I limit break... I mean, I always limit break here, right? Yeah. 54 plus 14, no. Fine. Draws another card, but... yeah, like, Limit Break Whirlwind should kill, right? 28 damage. Deals twice. No, that won't kill, in fact. Let's shrug. This is 64, which is still not enough. Fine, I'll use a potion because I don't want to take a bunch of damage here. Sword Boomerang has become a lot better in this build, considering it's a strength build, so deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times becomes deal 10 damage to a random enemy 3 times becomes, you know, greater and greater and greater. I think I'll take a single copy of Sword Boomerang. But at the same rate, why would I take it rather than Whirlwind? Because in a lot of circumstances, it's going to be a 1 mana Whirlwind. Is that true? That is true. Alright, we'll take a Sword Boomerang. Remove another card from my deck. Thank you very much. That'll be a strike. Removing the strikes is also tending my deck more defensive, which is the point. That's why I'm doing it. I need to remove this cultist as soon as possible. So I'm going to focus a bunch of damage on it in the first round here. Because I might have to kill it without any demon form additions. Yeah, it looks like I might. There's 24 damage for you. And then a full defense of myself. Uh-oh. Gonna need to use an offering here. Okay. Flex. Limit break. It's 24 4 times. Is not enough to kill the backliner, is it? It's literally 1 short of killing the backliner? Oh, what about Heavy Blade Whirlwind? Awesome. Warcry has no reason not to go in this build, so we'll take one. Sure, it also is not card neutral, but you can choose whether or not to play it. And oftentimes, in a deck that has a couple heavy cards like this, I'm going to want to put something directly back on top of my deck. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to accept their hits here to get Demon Form active. Weird, I didn't think this guy would attack on the first turn. Let's flex. I do want that limit break. I want that limit. I want that limit. Yeah, let's Warcry first then. Put the Heavy Blade back on top of the deck. I'm actually not going to be using offering this turn. Oh, but I totally could. Yeah, I'll still use it. It's just going to get our strength generation off to a ridiculous start. Good. Which is going to make it pretty much impossible for this guy to ever do anything. Good. There's 24 strength. If we can get a copy of Reaper in this deck, we are going to actually become unkillable, which is good fun. Now we've... Oh, by the way, Oddly Smooth Stone is just 1 dex. And that increases every block card that we play by 1. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. None of these. We do lose HP from 1 card, but that's such a slow strength generation for us. We might take more HP loss cards, but that's not gonna substantially create a... Like, it's not gonna make a substantial difference in the amount of strength that we eventually end up with. Not enough to cost its own card slot. One of the first things we need to do here is upgrade Demon Form, so that we spend fewer turns waiting to get OP. We died, we win the bet, beautiful. We've got 343, as well as a Juzu Bracelet. Irregular enemy encounters are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. And then another shot. This one's actually difficult. So we don't often play 3 attacks in a single turn, because oftentimes what we're really doing is playing a bunch of skills and then one big fuck-off attack called Whirlwind or Heavy Blade. So Ornamental Fan isn't really part of this deck. Toolbox, add a random colorless card to your hand at the start of each combat. Sometimes that's amazing, sometimes it's Apotheosis, sometimes it's horrible, sometimes it's not Apotheosis. I think it might actually be Secret Weapon and remove a card from my deck. So Red Skull, while your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. Is good. It is. But since this build doesn't have any HP gain, I'm going to be doing a lot of resting to try and keep myself alive. And if it ever does get HP gain, I'm not going to be below half HP. Because this is not an HP loss build. You can't really afford to run those. I think Secret Weapon, so I can dig for my useful skill, my useful things like Heavy Blade or Whirlwind. Secret Weapon basically reads, I am Heavy Blade or Whirlwind. Which one do you need right now? Especially when upgraded, because it won't have exhaust on it anymore. And then I get to also card remove so that I can still tend my deck towards defensive. I'm even considering taking a second copy of Shrug It Off here. But I think it's more important right now that I keep my deck thin. Stabby Book is going to be a challenge for us. I gotta be honest with you, it will be a challenge. Ooh, this is not good. It's Pommel Strike. Unfortunately, I haven't got Secret Technique, so I can't dig for Offering. There's Demon Form, which I need to put back on top of my deck. Too many cards in this hand are really important to keep, so I'm just going to have to normal strike. This is going to suck, because it means my next turn is going to be likely just Demon Form. Which means I'm going to take a lot of damage here. We take 21. We do get to draw 3 cards, but we're also going to put 3 curses in our deck. Curses, rather. What are they called again? Wounds. Alright, I am going to Shrug, Defend, Offering, Limit Break, and then Shrew Grit to get a strike out of my deck. Reasonable. Oh, this is not good. Bottom card of my deck is Flex. I'm fucked. Really? Defensive card, defensive card, defensive card, defensive card, defensive card, defensive card. All aggression and nothing but aggression left in my deck as well. Wow. That is so lame. Can't believe Stabby Book got me. Is there anything I can do? It's 28 incoming damage, by the way. If I didn't, I believe, if I didn't play Demon Form, I was never going to have the damage to kill this enemy. And you do need to race this enemy. Yeah. I think I'm done. Pommel Strike. Flex. Giant hit. It's just not enough. That's so sad. That is so extraordinarily sad. I don't think that deck deserved to end like that. I really don't. how could I have played differently? How could I have played significantly differently that would have prevented that deck from ending like that? If I took the red skull, I would have had enough damage there at the end to kill. Obviously, if I rested at the previous bonfire, but how long ago was the previous bonfire to that? Like when I upgraded demon form, maybe? Which I still think was significant, and we were 46 health at that bonfire. Yeah, I could have considered resting and almost certainly should have. That's really unfortunate. A single Reaper would have made that run definitely win. Bites would have made that run definitely win. Another thing that would have been really, really powerful for that run is if at the end of the first floor, instead of getting a runic cube, if we got any, and I do mean any, of the the energy generation items, just because it heavily reduces the burden of all of the different heavy cost cards that we wanted to play. Like on that final turn, I would have been able to bash heavy strike for the kill, or I would be able to defend while I'm playing a demon form. These kinds of things are really, really important. Wow. That's a hard loss. That's a hard loss. Not particularly, enthused about getting all of my defensive cards in one hand and then all of my aggressive cards in the next one, but that does happen sometimes. You need to find ways to mitigate things like those. So that's gonna be, like, how many Ironclad runs I've lost? Ironclad Ascension 6 runs? I'm gonna finish Silent Ascension 10 before I finish Ironclad Ascension 6. Whew. And I thought Silent was harder. Yikes. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.